Doctor here. A lot of times people think that losing weight is just calories in, calories out. Even though that is technically true, there's a lot of physiologic changes that people need to account for as you get older, especially if you're hitting 35, male or female. One of the big things that I see when people struggle to lose weight is because as you get older, your insulin resistance is going to increase. You don't become as sensitive to insulin, causing you to have more insulin resistance, causing you to have a buildup of body fat a lot easier. Number two, muscle mass declines and your metabolism declines as you get older as well. And number three is your chronic levels of cortisol continue to rise and rise, making you have an easier time storing fat. The dangerous part about all these changes is that these changes cause visceral fat to accumulate or fat that surrounds vital structure, vital organs such as your heart, kidney, as well as your stomach. And what's going to happen is that this visceral fat is going to cause inflammation, leading to buildup of atherosclerosis or plaque, cholesterol buildup in arteries, causing you to have a stroke or a heart attack. So these are the three tips that I highly recommend in order to combat that. Number one is making sure you focus on increasing muscle mass. No matter how old you are, one of the things that we know is that sarcopenia, or the loss of muscle mass, increases mortality, increases risk of heart attacks, strokes. So by you increasing muscle mass by any small percentage at all, will increase longevity. You're going to have a easier time doing your daily activities as you get older. So that's why it's important that you do resistance training at least 3 to 4 times a week, up to 30 minutes. And also making sure you focus on having a high protein meal for every meal that you eat. At least 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal is recommended, and making sure you're staying hydrated throughout these workouts. And number two is you focus again on decreasing your insulin resistance. In order to do that is you're going to make sure that you avoid processed foods, you avoid any liquid carbohydrate drinks, and you focus on protein first. That should be the most important thing for you. And also after every meal, you walk at least 10 minutes a day. Data shows that by exercising, even if it's a 10-minute walk, you're going to increase your insulin sensitivity. You're going to be able to use the meal, the carbs that you use for energy instead of fat storage. And number three is the hardest one of all, but we know that sleep is vitally important to reducing chronic stress. I myself, as a physician, have a hard time getting all 8 hours of sleep. I don't always get it because of my work schedule, but I try to aim for that because we know that chronic stress increases risk of heart attacks and strokes as well. So my recommendation is to set a timer. Do your best to put your phone down 60 minutes before you fall asleep or before you go to bed, and do whatever you can. Meditation, magnesium potentially could help to making sure you fall asleep a lot quicker. And in general, if there's anything that I recommend, is don't exercise before you fall asleep, before your bedtime.